All right, Alex. Alex, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I am from a beautiful country in North Africa, one of the oldest cultures and civilizations on Earth.
What's it called?
Egypt,
Egypt.
yes.
And you grew up with both your parents?
I grew up in a very humble, stable, happy home. Strict rules, consequences, and yeah. I had direction. I had direction. I had good parents. I have good parents.
How would you describe your childhood?
My childhood was spoiled.
Hmm.
My childhood was very spoiled, and when you're an adult and when you're traveling around the world and you're exposed to different ways of life and what have you, you start really realizing what you had, and it shines a light on what you had, and I definitely think that I had a spoiled childhood, and I was very happy. I was very clean and well-groomed. I was like a well-groomed type of kid, and I played professional sports. I was encouraged to go into sports, healthy food. So I would say I was spoiled.
What you came to the United States at what time?
I came to the United States in 1998, and I was about 16 or 17. So I came here straight to high school, a young virgin. Yeah. The type of, growing up in the type of environment or culture where if you ever even kissed a girl like on the cheek before you married her, then you're like you're like the man, like you're the man. Like, how did you even get to do that? Like, I'm so jealous. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're I don't want to say pimp, but you're the man.
Wow.
Yeah. So coming here, I was a
So,
virgin.
so
I was a virgin when I came here to high school, sophomore year high school. Let's talk about culture shock. Right?
Yeah, so Figueroa Street must be a real playground for you.
Huh?
Figueroa Street must
Oh
be
my God. Oh my God.
It's a playground.
It's just, oh man. It's just, the temptation is just like, I don't even have the opportunity to contemplate. You know what I mean? Growing up in that environment, coming here, like missing that. And then, for example, like I came here virgin, right? Like I mentioned. And then in high school, upstate New York, I go from virgin to, oh, tonight we're having a party, you should come over because this girl, blah, 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 is going to let us, do a train on her. So talk about culture shock and the sexual exposure from nothing to, I'm in my head, I'm thinking it's a Toys R Us train, like we're gonna go play a train, like that. Like that's my mentality at that age, coming from that country. Next thing you know, I'm partying kegs, beer, weed, everything, and these beautiful girls, girls in my country are beautiful, gorgeous, definitely. They have the bod and the body yaddy and all that, right? But you come here and it's a different culture, and the girls are a lot more open and friendly and kissing you and hugging you. So it's like, wow, this is nice. I want it,
How old are you?
I'm 38 now.
38. You've been married or no?
I've never been married, and I've never even really been in a serious relationship that lasted more than a few months. And I think it's part of the thirst or the curiosity with respect to women, their body, and their actions in bed and compared to their actions in the street, stuff like it's all very interesting and freaky.
Do these interactions you have with working girls cause problems with your relationships with normal girls?
Absolutely not, because I mean, at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's really very simple. It's the same thing, but it's like the same destination, but you're taking like two different roads to it. So with one girl on the street, it's just a little more straightforward and down to the T. Like, this is what we're going to agree on. And we make an agreement. We make a like a verbal agreement basically, and it's a very short relationship, but a satisfying one because she gets what she wants, I get what I want, and the most satisfying thing about it is the respect that the respect that a man can carry the whole arrangement with. You feel for a couple of hours or a day or whatever, you feel loved. You feel loved. These girls are amazing. Like most, a lot of these girls, they're amazing. They're like Academy Award winners.
they're
you know what I mean?
They're beautiful and they're sexy and they're
right. And then once
they're professionals.
Professionals, thank you. Because once you really tell them, because they ask you, they know what to ask. They're experienced. They know what to ask. These girls literally are their job, their full-time job is to see how they can please the man the way that he wants to, whether it's a fantasy, whether it's reality, and they are able to accommodate him. And so.
How often will you partake in this?
Well, I mean, it's always linked with the euphoria and the excitement of drug use, right? Especially cocaine for me. If I sniff a couple of lines, if I smoke it, if I snort it, whatever, I don't shoot it. But when I get that desire to go do some drugs, immediately, all I want is a woman to share, what my to basically, to share with her what my body's feeling right now, with respect to just euphoria, and what better than a beautiful woman, or a good-hearted woman that's pretty sexy, a good-hearted, sexy woman. She doesn't have to be beautiful, Coke bottle figure. No, it's about the femininity for me, right? It's about how feminine she is, how she talks softly, and how she's able to just be a lady. That's what I go out and look for. So yeah, I mean, drug use pretty much sets it off, and then next thing you know, you're in another world. You just visited another world with a complete stranger that somehow has the ability to read you as a human being and just provide exactly what you want. So it's a good escape. It's a very, very nice escape.
Are you working currently?
Currently, I'm not. I got lazy with the whole COVID unemployment situation. Speaking of spoiled, God bless America, right? Sitting there collecting a check and not having that many, as a single man, not having that many responsibilities right now in my life. Things took a turn to the...
So the government is supporting you right now?
As of right now, no. The government is supporting you in respect that I'm receiving benefits through the social services.
Yeah.
But...
You had jobs before this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What kind of jobs?
Oh, yeah, of course. How do you think I afforded, like doing all this, doing the drugs, doing this expensive? It gets expensive, right?
Yeah, cocaine's not cheap.
Jesus, like a dinner and a movie weekend with a nice girl from the building that you work in can turn into like a $3,000 weekend, right? With a complete stranger and really good drugs, and maybe a couple are complete strangers. So yeah, I've had a job. I've worked. I've done a couple of different things. This is one of the issues I have right now coming out of COVID. Actually, is that I've done many different things, and now I've gotten a chance to take a break and sit there and really think about it. So I'm not sure where to go from here with respect to a career and a job. So I've been stagnant. However, I'm blessed.
You've been doing this for how long? How many years?
The drugs or the women?
Both. Do they go together?
Well, they definitely go together, and I got introduced to cocaine in 2006. So from 2006 up until literally COVID hit, it was an occasional thing, a weekend thing, a once every 2-3 months thing. It was an occasional thing. Do some drugs. They call it relapse, you know. Do some drugs, and you know, share yourself, your emotions and everything with a beautiful girl. Last year, it kind of escalated. So sitting around and still having a decent income, obviously, it escalated. I was out there, you know, almost every other day.
Is that right?
Because I was lost. I was sitting there lost. You know, when you're busy, when you're working, your attention span to your dreams and stuff like that is a lot shorter.
An idle mind
Right. It's a lot
gets you
shorter.
into trouble.
Yeah. You're going to work, you're focused on work, and then a couple of days, you know, a couple of hours later, you're focused on what am I having for dinner, blah, blah, blah. But now sitting around with COVID, you're thinking about everything. And you're like, what the fuck have I really accomplished in life? And you're thinking about that, and you're like, bro, this is too much. Let me go get a couple of lines, and let me go talk to that girl with the big booty over there that I saw the other night, because I know what she's up to. I know what you up to, girl.
Have you had you been robbed or had bad things happen to you?
No.
You been arrested or anything?
I've been arrested before in my life. I have charges in I have a criminal record, but nothing.
But not for.
Nothing to do with prostitution.
Yeah, right.
No.
How about diseases?
No, thank God. No, thank God. Nothing yet. I'm very careful. I'm very careful. I'm very careful, and I always recommend to the young kids too, and you know, the people that are not practicing the way I do. I'm very careful. I always try to make sure that, and I'm real. I keep it real, because there's nothing better than that, right? I keep it real. Like, listen, when's the last time you got tested, sweetheart? Like, you know, would you like to go take a shower before we do anything? Have you ever been exposed? Do you use condoms regularly? I'm going to use a condom. I've never.
You know, you're not going to get the answer that's necessarily the truth.
Yeah, but you can.
You're going to get the answer that they know that you want to hear.
Sure. However, you can tell.
You can tell.
You can read people, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You can read people, and if somebody's, you know, you can tell when somebody's lying. You can tell when they're running game, because they have more game than these girls have more game.
These girls are hustlers.
These girls are hustlers, and
there's many different flavors of hustling.
Yeah,
I've learned. Some of them are very, like, they come across as really honest and sweet and nice as can be.
Oh yeah.
And they're stone cold hustlers.
Oh yeah.
And other ones look like and talk like hustlers.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God! Those are the ones you have to worry about.
They're very dangerous.
Those are the smart ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are extremely smart girls. They come up to you and you feel like that's your cousin or something.
They're good at getting money out of you.
Yeah. You feel. I mean, because these days it's so easy to dress well. These days. Right? These days, clothes are everywhere, and especially out in these stores, because of the internet, they're so cheap. Mm-hmm. So a homeless girl that hasn't showered for 3 weeks, and all she does is drugs and sex, and a girl that has just let it go, right, can suddenly today wake up out of wherever she was, go to any one of these clearance stores, even Forever 21, but a lot of them boost, right? A lot of them steal this stuff anyway. But it's easy to get it these days. It's easy to dress nice these days. Mm-hmm. A girl, right? That girl, that 3 week didn't shower girl, can come out on the street looking like your cousin, looking like an actress, a model. Mm-hmm. We're in Hollywood, right? Like, we're in LA. You walk out, wow. So are you an actress? That's how they look. It's easy to dress well. So yeah. And they play the part perfectly. But next thing you know, about an hour later, and a little too much drugs in your system and alcohol, you're literally sitting there, sometimes fearing for your life. Or having that adrenaline, like, you know how when that adrenaline rushes through you and your arm hairs stand up and you just feel that chill? You know what I mean? I get that a lot. And it's usually from the girls that look really nice, sound sophisticated, educated. They know how to play the game.
You ever develop feelings for any of these girls?
There's always feelings involved, because I'm a hypocrite, and I'm a hypocrite. One part of me, one half of me is like, oh, sweetheart, how did you end up like this? You're my sister, baby. Come here. Let me just get you a hotel. I don't even want to fuck. Let me just get you a hotel room. Let me help you take care of yourself and get the fuck off these streets for a minute, baby. How did you end up here, sweetheart? That's one half of me. The other half of me is like, I really want to hit that right now, you know. Beautiful girl, and the way you talk, I know you're gonna make me feel so happy and sexually satisfied. Like I want you. I want you bad. So there's always feelings, but love, with respect to love, like, no, I've never felt that before. I've never felt that. And I don't allow myself to, and that's why. Because I know that one day I want to go back home to get married from back home. You know, when you're...
Do you think you can go back home and get married after this party that you've been living?
You'd be surprised what's going on back home these days. We went from 18, 19-year-old virgins to there's like sex addiction therapy right now in Egypt.
Really?
In my country. Yeah.
Do you think humans are meant to be monogamous?
Absolutely, absolutely. But also humans, I mean, we are wild, we're freaky, we can get, you know, come on, I mean, look at porn today. Look at porn these days. You know.
I don't, but I've heard.
You don't watch porn?
No, I've heard stories.
Okay.
I interview some of the girls that do this. And guys, but
that do porn, yeah.
It sounds horrible.
Oh my God, the shit that they do these days is just crazy. Yeah. So of course we're freaky, we're very sexual, we're horny, and horny with a capital HORNY. Right? And yeah, but I think that we have also been given the ability to control our horniness and our emotions. Just like anything else, just like somebody that quit smoking cigarettes, he has the ability and the willpower to stop it if he wants to, drugs, everything. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
You don't seem unhappy. You seem pretty level-headed and happy and able to communicate honestly. Life is short.
And I believe that when a person speaks, he should speak the truth, because there can be so much taught and learned from somebody's real experiences. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, kids these days need to hear the truth and what's real and what's not, because I think it's a very, very different, very wild world we're living in today. Like the porn that's out there today, everything is just, you know, developed and developed extremely, I think, since I was a kid. You know, when I was a kid, there was, in Egypt, my city's a very small city. I don't want to say it now this time around, but there was like one VHS cassette porn video. And it was like the only one in the whole city. Everybody knows each other. There's like 4 or 5 schools, you know what I mean? And we all like kind of hang out. We have competitions and stuff like that together. Everybody kind of knows everybody. Is like, dude, it could be somebody living from the other edge of the city. And you ask like, yo, where's that tape everybody's talking about? And they'd be like, oh, it's with Hussam or Hassan. And you would know who it is. Like, it's that small of a, you know what I mean? It's kind of like everybody kind of knows everybody. Oh, who the fuck is Hussam? Oh, that guy that goes to this school. He was blah, 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 known for this, known for that. His family does this. And you're like, oh man. And you're like ready to go to his house to get that tape. So it was today you're like Pornhub and all these like sites. It's like, Jesus. And not just the sites, but the things they show on the site. Yeah. That one cassette that was going around my city, it was like a super old Italian movie. Like you can't even see anything because of all the pubes, like the girls, the females and the males, all this pubic hair. You can't really see shit, you know, like it was very different. Very different.
Yeah, it's a different world now, isn't it?
It's
changing fast.
It's a different world today. So I think that, and it's loose, right? So I think that people deserve to hear the truth, especially the younger generations. And I'm not in a position to give advice to anybody or whatever. And I am a hypocrite when I do give advice, like I mentioned, and that's real. That's why, you know, I like to people hearing the things that my safe practices, and the fact that life is short. If you're gonna do something, do it. Be happy about it. Otherwise, don't do it. If you feel like you're doing something and you're like hesitating and you're like, oh, this is so wrong, but I'm gonna feel like shit after. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't live your life. You know, oh my God, PTSD and this and that and how, and because then you're just setting yourself up to like live and regret the past, right? If you want to do something, do it. Don't listen to society. Don't put all this shit in your head. Follow your heart. Like you feel this girl's beautiful. She's kind. Blah blah blah. You know, experiment, but be happy about it.
Do you have any guilt or remorse after you have these?
Yeah, I do. It's always there because I was raised in a very strict, like, Muslim country, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, sometimes, of course, I feel a little guilt. There's always that, you know, voice in the back of my head, you know, with the, excuse me, I don't know how that just sounded. There's always that voice in my head trying to, you know, tell me that, oh, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. You know what I mean? All these rules and stuff. But I always, as an adult now, and as a very experienced adult, because I've lived many different lives. I have experience in, you know, whether it's mainstream, like working professionally or doing criminal things in the street or being with women, or, you know, I have experience in a lot of different things, and I feel like, yeah, you just be happy about what you do. Be happy about what you do. Don't listen to all this shit that's in your head. Okay, have fun with it. Life is short. Have fun with it. Learn something from it. Be careful. Safety first. And move on with your life. That's how I feel about it. A little bit of guilt happens in my body, in my heart, just because of where I was raised, mm-hmm. and the, you know, and the strictness and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, Alex, thank you so much for sharing your story and being so honest.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Oh my God, you were great.
Come on.
You were great.
Seriously?
Yeah, I love these trick interviews because they're